Hello everyone, today we are going to look at part 6 of practical vocabulary that we often miss while speaking English. And I don't like to say that again and again, but I still have to repeat that we look at certain words or vocabularies, certain situations, where we do not know a specific word that we need for that situation. We do have certain word, but that doesn't really convey the same idea that we want to convey. Okay, and that leads to some kind of frustration. Okay, so without further delay, let's look at situation number 1, which is in the daily meeting yesterday, Rohan had some strong disagreements with the point expressed by XYZ, which turned into a bit of heated discussion and also some personal remarks. Now, this has led to some kind of fight between them, some kind of enmity between them. No, the better way would be this has led to some kind of friction between them. Friction is the right word. Okay, so let's look at the screen. The meaning of friction is disagreement or unfriendliness caused by people having different opinions or temperaments. Okay, now I really need you to look at this word unfriendliness. Due to what? Due to opinions and temperament issues. Now this is definitely not a normal situation. Two people are feeling not comfortable, but on the other hand, we can't even call it enmity, right? Because enmity is something intense, right? So friction is the right word in this situation, because if we talk about, as I said, enmity is active hatred when two parties have decided, and it's a much advanced stage of this particular situation called friction, when two parties have decided to harm each other intentionally, right? So that is totally different thing. So on a day-to-day basis, I would say there are many situations we face, you also might be facing, right, when you do not agree, and that leads to some kind of friction, and that can be temporary. Okay, so that is the word I would like to recommend in this situation. Okay, let's look at the next vocabulary. So next situation is people often call my friend Ganesh for a specific query or something, and he, being a nice guy, sets aside his own work, right, and he listens to them patiently. Therefore, whenever he calls me for any query or anything specific, I also try to do the same thing as he does. No, the better way would be I also try to reciprocate. Okay, I try to reciprocate the gesture. Now what is reciprocate? Let's look at my screen. Reciprocate means to share the same feeling as someone else or to behave in the same way as someone else. Okay, so I often go to so and so, my cousin or friend, whatever. They treat me so nicely all the time. Whenever I go there, I feel so thankful. So whenever he comes to my home, I always try my best to reciprocate. Rather than saying I also do the same thing as he does, maybe okay, but not perfect. Okay, so reciprocate is the word I would like to give you for this situation. Let's move to the next situation now. Okay, so situation number 3 would be my daughter is having an awesome time in the park right now, and I don't think she's going to come back till the time she has completed everything, till the time her heart is filled. No, the better way would be she won't come back till the time she's done with it. Okay, now what is done with it? Check my screen. If something is done or you're done with it, it is finished. It means you have finished doing it, you have finished using it, etc. Okay, in this situation, my daughter was in the park, she was in the middle of something. Okay, and in Hindi we might say जब तक मन ना भर जाए तब तक वापस नहीं आएगी, right? But English equivalent cannot be dependent on Hindi words. So English equivalent would be till the time she is done with it. Okay, so someone is in the middle of something, he has finished doing it. Okay, that's when we need this vocabulary. Okay, so one more example could be you can come and use my laptop now because I'm done with it. Okay, I'm done using it, or etc. All right, let's go to the next situation. Next situation is I'm aware of two of my neighbors having some conflict these days, but because I don't have any terms with them, I stay away from it. Okay, however, unfortunately there are certain people in my neighborhood who try to get involved, who try to take too much interest. No, the better way would be there are some people who try to poke their nose into the matter. Okay, now what is poke the nose or poke your nose into something? This is an idiom which means to show too much interest in a situation that does not involve you. Okay, you're not involved with it. Or one more definition I really want you to see is, because this will really help you to become more clear, to involve or insert oneself in an intrusive manner. Intrusive means unwelcome manner. Nobody's inviting you, you're taking interest. Okay, so in this situation we can see that there's a conflict, I'm sorry, between two people. Now the possibility is a person might be trying to take interest out of good intention, or the two parties in conflict may have invited the person to come and help. Now that is a separate situation. Okay, but we need poke your nose into something when somebody does it without having to do anything with it. Okay, when it is unwelcome, as the definition says, intrusive manner, and we take too much interest where the person is not involved at all. Okay, so that is where this vocabulary is supposed to be used. I hope the difference is clear. Okay, as I often say, the whole intention of this series is to differentiate between specific situations where we use a specific word. Okay, all right, the last situation would be okay, so the last example is the brother of Raghav was not keeping well, for 2-3 days in the last month. But when Raghav noticed that his brother is actually dealing with breathing issues, he rushed him to a nearby hospital. Okay, now rush. Okay, what does rush mean? Look at the definition first. Rush means to act with haste or eagerness or without preparation. Okay, can we not say quickly? Okay, let me reason with you why or why not. Okay, rush is an intense form of haste, we can say that, especially when we do not have time to act, we do not have time to think. Okay, so it refers to a situation when there is some thoughtlessness. Okay, so when he saw his brother struggling with breathing issues, he rushed him to hospital. It's giving a sense that he had no time to think. Okay, he just had to quickly, or super I would say super version of quickly, he had to do at that time. Okay, so one more example probably that can help you to understand better is when there was a loud explosion in my locality, everybody rushed to their balconies. Okay, so one might argue quickly, maybe yes, but rush is reserved when something has to be done too quickly, right? As I said, next level of being quick, and especially when you do not have time for thinking anything, thoughtlessness at that time, right? So that is it. I hope you liked the 5 vocabulary situations that I shared with you today. That's it in this video. I'll come back as soon as possible in the next one. Thank you. Bye bye.